G'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tim and in this video we are going to be discussing how I have sold $20,000 worth of Lego in the past 4 weeks. Now these are the sets that I've held on to kind of since I have begun the start of the Lego investing career. Some were more older, some were obviously not as old. Probably the last 6 years to maybe the last 2 years I've held on to them for. These sets included Assault on Hoth, the UCS set, if you can see that. The Death Star, the Simpsons Quickie Mart, Big Ben, Sydney Opera House, and the list does go on, but I will go show up some pictures and a bit more in discussion on majority of the sets that I've sold. Anyway, I have written down 5 things that I did want to discuss about kind of how I've done it, how I went about it, and kind of the from step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the thing I did first, the thing I did last. Now, as I said, I have done $20,000 worth of sale. Probably about 50% of that is profit. 50% of that was what I originally spent for the investment. Now, the first thing I wanted to discuss is the pricing. So how have I gotten the price to sell these sets out? This includes stuff like eBay. So your eBay sold listings. Bricklink is a big one. You can have a look at Brick Economy as well, and just all of these other websites and stuff, your Amazon and shit as well. eBay and Bricklink were kind of the main two. Now you will notice that on eBay they do sell for a higher price, but that is because you have to compensate for eBay's. It's like around 14-15% fees that they do have. So Bricklink sold will be a lot lower than what eBay prices are. So let's take, for example, the Big Ben. I'm going to put the price up for the eBay here and the Bricklink here, and you'll see that there is a bit of a difference, but that's just because we have to take into consideration the eBay 15%. Now, majority of the time, not all the time, if you were to take the eBay sold listings, the average for a set, and compare it to the Bricklink price, there will be about a 15% difference. Not all the time, but a majority of the time. And that's the kind of price that we want to target, because that's the overall, the general selling price. You can target more, you obviously can target less, and you might be able to flip it quicker. It's just depending on if you are in desperate need of selling the set, or if you're fine with holding onto it and you want to get that higher price point. So that's how I go about getting the pricing. Do your research, eBay sold listings, go to your Bricklink last 6 months sales, have a look, try to get have a good look at the market and see what they are selling for. So that's pricing. The next thing you want to do is get good photos. So that is typically a white background, but you do what you can do. Very good lighting, nice camera angles. I do post a lot of mine on Facebook and eBay. So I like to always get a photo of the front, back, top, bottom, and the sides. That way everyone can have a look exactly at what they're buying. They want to have a look at everywhere to see if there's any damage and stuff. So photos is a big thing. A nice white background if you can. Nice picture quality. Top, back, front, bottom, and side of all the boxes, so everyone can see for themselves if there's any creases and shelfware, etc. The third thing I did was obviously just list it. Now, all of my bigger sets I did on Facebook Marketplace. This was to avoid the eBay fees and the majority of the time where you have to ship them and all that kind of stuff. From the sets that I sold, I've only had to ship 3 of them so far. The rest have all been pickup. And I've sold, I'm going to say, probably about 30 of the sets, which make up this $20,000. Could be a little bit less, could be a little bit more. Don't know off the top of my head. But only 3 of those sets were shipped. The rest were all picked up. So you chuck it on Facebook Marketplace. And also what you want to do is get involved in all the Lego groups on Facebook as well. So whatever country you're in. So I'm in I'm in Australia. So I would be involved in Lego Australia investing and all these other Lego groups associated with Lego. I'm investing in buying and selling and that kind of stuff. Also just your general local buy, swap and sell groups. So where I am, I'm kind of in the Newcastle Maitland area of Australia. So I was a part of the Maitland Buy Swap Sell, Newcastle Buy Swap Sell, and I'd be sharing it on Marketplace, all these buy swap sells, all these Lego buy swap sells as much as I can to get it out there to as many people as I can in the area, and hopefully be able to get a decent enough market for people to have a look at these sets and to be able to pay for them. And luckily enough, I did. So that is listings. You want to list it at the best place possible. Obviously, you can do it on eBay as well, but you just got to remember you have to adjust your pricing, your Bricklink price up at 15% because you're going to get feed a lot of money on eBay. And same for Amazon if you do it on that as well. But that's not as big here in Australia as of yet. It is growing, but eBay is kind of the main thing, and also Facebook Marketplace is a really good thing, and that's where I did sell pretty much all of, especially my bigger sets, was on Facebook Marketplace. The next thing involves payments. So a majority of mine were cash in hand because, as I said, I only had to ship 3. They were done by PayPal and bank transfer. Now, bank transfer is fine because there is no fees. I don't know about overseas, but here in Australia there is no fees. Now, PayPal, they do take about a 3% cut if the payer pays via goods and services. That gives them kind of the buyer protection as well if you are a scammer, which of course I'm not, and hopefully none of you guys are as well. So that gives them that. So what you want to do is add, so let's just say you sold a set for 500. You want to add that 3% on. So after they do pay via PayPal goods and services, you're still going to get that 500, and you're not going to get 3% minus of that 500, so you're going to be losing more money that way. Not a lot, but still a little bit. So that'd be another. So if you sold a set for 500 and they paid goods and services and didn't cover that $15 3% fee, which is what it would be, you're losing $15 profit, and we want to profit as much as we can. So make sure that you increase the price for 3% so you cover that the fee from PayPal. Otherwise, if they pay via family and friends, there's no fees at all, but that doesn't give them that buyer protection, and some people do like to have that just for their own safety. So payments, cash, obviously cash is fine. You get it in hand, dunskies. Bank transfers are fine, and then PayPal's fine as well. Just make sure you watch out for that 3% fee. And last thing is just regarding shipping and also pickup. Now, I don't like to give my address out willy-nilly. I make sure that the person that is coming to pick up, if I do give out my address, I do it either the night before or the morning of. That way they don't have my address for a week and stuff like that, just because I don't trust a lot of people, especially with the amount of money like in Lego I do have in this house. So I would give them my address kind of the morning of or the day before, organise a time for pickups. That way they know how far they're travelling to come pick it up, etc. Also, when it comes to shipping, this is why it's really good to have, which I think I showed in a previous video. If not, I will show it eventually, is kind of how I store the Lego, which is in the big Lego boxes along with bubble wrap. But if you do have them boxes, it makes it so much easier to ship because you don't have to go and find a box to ship. If you do, it's going to be a pain in the bum, but you do you do what you got to do. But what you make sure is lather that Lego set up in bubble wrap, protect as much as possible, put it in the box, fill it with like extra newspaper, extra bubble wrap, that kind of stuff to fill it so there's no movement in the box. That way it's as padded as possible, so the least amount of damage on the travel there to its new home, and that way you're not going to get a message saying, "Oi, the set arrived damaged, I want my money back," because that's the last thing we want. So we want to protect it when we are shipping as much as possible. So that covers kind of the 5 things from step by step how I went in regards to selling it. So you want to price your sets, get kind of an average of what they are selling for. Take nice photos, top, bottom, front and back, all that stuff, as I said, nice white background. List it at the right place. Sort out your payments and stuff, and then proper shipping and organising your pickup and that kind of stuff. Now, we're going to go down to the computer, and I'm just going to show you kind of what I sold some sets at and also what sets I did sell at. Let's get to that. Right, everybody, welcome back. Now, this is my Facebook page. The photos that I've taken and listed for the ones here on Facebook, they're only just one photo. That's because I have got in the description over here message for more photos and more info and stuff. On my camera roll, I've got all the photos of front, back, side and side, top and bottom, etc. If I was listing it on eBay, I would put all the photos on there, but because Facebook, they only allow you for the main one to put, I think, up to 10 photos. So that won't even cover 2 sets. That's why I've just done a basic photo for just 10 sets that I've listed. This is kind of the newer post that I have done in the last probably week and a half. I'm missing a price here, but anyway, I can fix that up. Anyway, I have sold a majority of my sets prior to this, so that's why there isn't a lot listed here at the moment, because I have already sold them by this point. But anyway, we're just going to have a quick look through. So I had the Shield Helicarrier here, Sydney Opera House, Big Ben, TIE Fighter, Death Star, Tower Bridge, Palace Cinema, Sandcrawler. I sold on Hoth, and now we're back to here. I've sold all my prison restaurants, all my Grand Emporiums. What else we got? Detective's Office. Pretty much all the modulars besides a Town Hall, and up until the recent ones, before the ones that actually retired, like Corner Garage. Probably between Pet Shop and, let's say, just before Downtown Diner, I've sold pretty much all of them. I've kept myself one each, but I've sold about 5 of them each, which is pretty good. 5 or 4, whatever it is. I don't have the exact number. And also I've sold a couple of Big Bens. I've sold my TIE Fighter. I've sold one of the Death Stars, a couple of Tower Bridges, a few of the Palace Cinemas. I think 1 Sandcrawler. 2 were sold on Hoths. Now we're back to here. I haven't sold the roller coaster or any tree houses yet. I know the roller coaster has just retired, but there is rumours that there is going to be another roller coaster set that is coming out, I think, next year. So I'm like, oh, do I just cut me losses? I did get it at a good price at about $280, so it would be pretty much doubling my money on that one already if it does sell at $550. Now, all these prices that I've got here, I pretty much just got from Bricklink last 6 months sales. Now we're just going to have a quick look at that and compare it to Bricklink and eBay. I have got the EPL up here and following, and West Ham have just scored. Righto, let's have a gaze. Let's go to eBay AU, because we're obviously here in Australia. And we are going to have a look at, let's just say, Palace Cinema, for example. So, Palace Cinema. Right, so this is how I would go about finding, if I had a set, thought, yeah, I want to have a look at how much this is worth so I can sell it. If my internet is not going to play up, because it is bloody horrendous here at the moment. I'll disconnect it and start again. Righto. Palace Cinema. I'm not even going to look at these prices at the moment. These are the listed prices. I'll zoom in a little bit more. Here we go. I'm going to scroll down until I get to sold items, which is this one here. Tick this, and everything is in green is what they have sold at. Now there is one here brand new for $5.79. Let's keep track of that. If we can see here, I'll rub out some of this stuff I've wrote down before. So we've got one for $5.79. One here for $5.50. $4.50, $5.69, $5.30 plus 30 postage. So we can kind of, and what you just want to do is kind of just get an average of what they're selling for. So we can say probably about, from looking at these prices, you know, $5.60, $5.70 seems to be in the range. So what I would do then is I would write eBay, and then for Palace Cinema, and we'll just say $570. Now, 15% of that is going to be fees. So after that, we can just bring up the calculator. Just here, I'll drag it over here so you guys can see. 570 times 15% gives us 85.50. So then we just go 570 minus 85.50 gives us, after eBay fees, 484.50. So after fees, 484.50. That one right there. So now what I'll go and do now is I'll go and have a look at Bricklink. Sorry, that's my son on the monitor, and he is talking in his sleep. Anywho, let's go and have a look at Palace Cinema here on Bricklink. So we're going to search set. If you have the set number, it is quicker. I don't have it off the top of my head. This one here, we want set. We're going to click on the set. We're going to go to price guide, and you can look at the last 6 months sales, which is here at an average price of $4.30. You can also have a look at the average current items for sale, which the average is $6.46, so a significant difference, but that doesn't mean that they have sold, that's just what they are listed for. So you can see that there is an average price sale of $4.30, which is about a $50 difference from eBay, so we can kind of play in between those two numbers. Now, I had it listed for $4.25. It was a couple of weeks ago, so it seems the market has kind of jumped just a little bit. So I would, I'm actually going to delete this post because it is a couple of weeks old and just re-update the prices. But that's kind of how I gauge a price for the sets and stuff that I'm trying to sell. I'd have a look at it at eBay, the sold listings, get a rough average, do the 15%. Fees deduction, go and have a look at Bricklink. You can also go have a look at Brick Economy as well. Brick Economy is another one we can have a look at. They also have information on retirement sets, but look, they're not the most accurate, but they do get some things right, but I wouldn't go off them, to be honest with you. Righto, come on, Palace Cinema. And they have here in Australia, Palace Cinema is estimated at $4.74, which is in between the Bricklink and the eBay prices, and it kind of gives you kind of an average ROI of how the set's performed and what they expect it will do in the near future as well. So the price I have it listed for, I should up that a bit more because I would be able to get a little bit more money on from what the information is telling me. So that is just how I would go about finding a price to gauge sets. Now, that one's for Palace Cinema. We'll do one more quick look at another set that I have sold, which is let's go and have a look at the Bricklink. This is another modular that has done quite well. So there's one here for $7.49, $9.50. That's crazy. 700 plus 40 postage, 900, 830. So we can kind of say, let's just say an average of like 800, and we can go about $830. So we'd go to the calculator, 830 times 15% gives us 124.50. Get rid of that, so we've got 830 minus 124.5, 705. We can now go to Bricklink and type up Brick Bank. Nope, don't want that one. Make sure it says set, that's the one we want. We're going to click on that one. Price guide, average price $6.71, and now eBay one after fees was $700. So you can kind of see it is in kind of the similar ballpark, and then you can just play with that for your prices. So that's how I get my prices. But anyway, that was just a video on kind of how I've made, how I've sold $20,000 worth of Lego sets in the last 4 months. It's just by, I have had a lot of them. I did sell 2 brick banks, multiples of all the modulars. They were extremely easy to sell, and they were the quickest ones to sell first. They are an extremely popular range to invest in, and I recommend highly to invest in the modulars. In the right ones though, not the ones that have been out for a lot amount of time. I did do a video previously just kind of going through the history of the modulars, and from what we learnt with that is the longer they're out, the less they're going to be worth in the long term. But if you pick them right, I tell you what, they are easy to sell. They are so easy to sell. They are probably up there on my number one in the bigger sets, not the smaller sets. That's another video coming with smaller sets, but bigger sets, modulars, yep, amazing. But anyway, yep, I've sold majority of sets. You've seen a list of them that I have done here. They are a majority of the sets that I've done, plus the other modulars as well. I've just sold multiples of them that I've just held on for a few years. But anyway, if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you want and you do enjoy the content. If not, that's fine, no worries at all. But if you have any other video ideas or anything you want me to talk about, please let me know. And but anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.